Joining us via the phone is best-selling author, journalist, and Kennedy family expert Laurence Leamer. He is the author of more than a dozen books, including The Kennedy Women, The Kennedy Men, and Sons of Camelot, and also Fantastic: The Life of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Laurence, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, earlier this month, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver announced they were splitting up after 25 years of marriage. Now we are learning that he has fathered a child with the family housekeeper more than a decade ago. Laurence, was Arnold's behavior predictable?
Indeed it was. In fact, when I was researching my book and he was running for governor, I'd heard rumors of this. But he just had this pattern in his life. He could get away with almost anything. It wasn't just sex. It was just he was always living on the edge.
And what is the inside story here?
I mean, we know as much as we're probably ever going to know that this was the housekeeper, and he had a relationship with her. The most sickening thing about it is that she stayed in the house for 10 years. So it was a double betrayal. It was Arnold's betrayal of his wife and his vows of his marriage, and then this woman staying there that Maria thought a loyal member of the household.
Maria Shriver, of course, is the daughter of the late Sergeant and Eunice Kennedy Shriver. Does this hurt the Kennedy family's reputation in any way?
Well, the Shrivers thought they were different. They had moral standards that some of their kin did not have. The marriage between Eunice Shriver and her husband, Sarge Shriver, was the one really good, solid marriage of all the marriages in the family, really, the first marriages. And this is it's devastating beyond devastation because Maria thought she was different and her family was different.
How do you see Maria coming out of this?
I just think the devastation, I mean, she was so close to her mother. She talked to her mother every day. She just adored her parents. They were so important to her. To lose them, and in that same year, to lose your husband in this appallingly public way, I mean, it's not easy to get up.
Do you think the fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger had his mistress close by for 10 years affected his judgment in his role as California governor?
I don't think that. I don't think, but I always felt that one of the big mistakes he made was when he went to Sacramento. He should have taken his family with him. He should have put his kids in the schools there. They should have lived a real California life. He didn't do that. They stayed in their kind of upscale Hollywood life in L.A., and he jetted back and forth.
Laurence, do you see any surprises in this story?
I think we've heard the big surprise. I'm sure that more and more of these women are going to come forward. This is the pattern of his life. And mind you, the California voters knew this. Right before the election, the Los Angeles Times did a story about all these groping incidents in which they were criticized for. They lost thousands of subscribers who thought this was inappropriate. And Maria got up and said, "Who do you believe? Do you believe these women or do you believe me?" And the California voters overwhelmingly believed her and elected him governor.
Laurence Leamer, thanks so much for all your insight. We thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Newsmax TV.